Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about AEM Asset HTTP API. So what is Asset HTTP API? So for any of the CRUD operation on digital assets which we have in our digital asset management in DAM, legacy way was we will create a resource resolver, we will get that resource from the given asset, then we can perform CRUD operations. For example, if you want to create any maybe you want to create any property on any of the asset, or maybe you want to read the asset, you want to delete the asset, and now we have the asset HTTP API, and we can update the metadata, we can create renditions, we can put on comments of the any of the digital asset, for example any image, etc. We can also create folders, we can read the data inside it. So the API service document, it lies on basically on this URL, which is nothing but your host name and colon port, and then api.json. It should be accessible. If we just access it, I'm just accessing it on my local host. So localhost colon 4502 and API asset.json. I will just first I will access the API in which we will have the all the APIs available. So these are the APIs we have. Mainly I'm going to talk about the asset.json one. Using this API we can have those CRUD operations. I'll just click on it and we can see it will tell us as in what are the folders, and inside that folder what are the assets we have. Those details we can see in JSON format. Okay. We also have a support for content fragment, because anyways content fragments are also assets only. So we have those CRUD operations. For example, if we have the CF model available, how can we create a content fragment? I'm going to create a new separate video for that content fragment topic only. Okay, so while we have this demo, I'm going to use Postman for all the API calls. We have curl commands as well, but for this demo I'm going to use only Postman. There are few prerequisites as in for Postman. Before running it, if we might get these type of errors. The first one will be CSRF token is invalid, or maybe it will tell the SRF token is missing. And the second error we might get is this one, the security related, where the referrer filter will be rejected. So the very first thing what we have to do, we have to go to the system console. So just go to system console and configurations. Okay, and search for Adobe Granite CSRF filter. I will just search for it. So this is the one, and basically the filter should not be there, as in for which HTTP type you are sending the request. So for example, I'm going to have it for get, put, post and delete. So whatever filters we are going to use in our Postman, we just need to delete it. The default configuration should look like this. Once you open it, you should have these entries. So default you should have these entries. Just make sure you delete whatever HTTP type method type you are going to invoke it. Just delete those entries. So I have just deleted everything. Okay, just save the configuration. This is needed here, because by default if we just use the OSGI maybe through service class we are invoking it, or maybe from servlet, it's inbuilt by default, but since we are invoking it through Postman, so the CSRF filter header will be missing from the header. That's why we need these configurations. The second one is Apache Sling referrer filter. So this one, and by default allow empty, it should be unchecked. Just check it. The thing is, whenever you will send the request from Postman, there will be blank null referrer. and now as a security reason it's not allowed. So the request will not be fulfilled. You will get an exception in the logs if you will see the logs. So how can we resolve it? Just for demo purpose, we can just check it and then can save the property, save this configuration file. So even if the referrer is empty, there will be no security violation. It will consider if there is no security violation, and request will be executed. Okay. So after these two configurations, if we just check the documentation, Adobe documentation for Asset HTTP API, what are the CRUD operations we can perform? Basically, we can retrieve a folder in DAM. We can create a folder. We can create an asset. We can push the data, the binary data to an asset. For example, if I want to create an image, maybe that image is I'm having on my local file system. I want to push it to DAM. So how can we do that? Create an asset. We can also update some metadata property to an asset. For example, I want to add a new property to an asset, or maybe I want to add a title, so that I can do. I can create an asset rendition. So these are the CRUD operations we can do. For this demo, maybe I will just execute few of them, and then similar way we can achieve other as well. So maybe I will start with the first one. So okay, we are trying to get the folder, and of course it's a GET request, and this is the request which we need to send. So /API/asset, and then the folder name .json, and we need to set the basic authentication type in Postman, because right now we are talking about my author environment localhost :4502, which is an authenticated environment. We need to pass our credentials. We'll see how can we do it. So I'm just going to the Postman now, and I have created few of the request types. So first I will go to the get folder one, in which if you see I have set the type of HTTP as get, and the URL is localhost :4502, and there is a my new folder in my DAM. I'll just show you. So this folder is already there, .json. Okay, and in authorization we need to set a basic authentication and username and password, and then we just need to update the request. We also need to set the content type, which is nothing but the application JSON, and that's it. We are good with this. We just need to click on the send, and then it should tell you basically all the information within that folder. Okay, so inside if I go to my new folder, you will see there are two assets right now. I'm having my asset new and my asset.jpg, and here I'm getting that information. Yeah, so similar way, this is like how can we retrieve the folder, how can we create folder. There is another request. This time it will be a post request, and again we need to set the authorization. I will just set it to basic authentication, admin, update the request, and in header basically this time what we need to pass is if what is the name of your folder, if you want to set any property. Okay, so this is the type of JSON you need to send in the body. Okay, and maybe you want to create a new folder. So what I'm specifying here is API set, like which is a default URL. I just want to create a tech talk with Ritesh name folder on the default location as an inside content DAM. Okay, so I will. Okay, it's showing 4034 button. Let me just see. So we see the creative folder, what we need to set. Basic authentication set. Okay, let's just check the configuration. Basically this configuration. So let's open this one. Okay, yeah, so that was the reason I was getting the 403 4-bit error. But if we check the error logs, right, the same error what I had specified over here, we should get this one only. This one, the provided CSRF token is invalid. So what we have to do, like I explained earlier, we just need to remove these. We'll save it. Let me just check, just to cross verify. Okay, maybe it's not taking. I will just delete these two and we'll save it. Yeah, so another finding here is we should have at least one filter method available over here, so it's not accepting if you remove everything. So maybe we can put something which we don't need. There are other options as also available within HTTP. Okay, so after this, what we have to do, what we were doing, I was just creating a new folder called Tech Talk with Ritesh with the configurations with the basic authentication, and at this time it should work. So yeah, it's working right now. So it says the folder Tech Talk with Ritesh, it's created, and this is the default location as in inside content dam. So let's go to the content dam. Yeah, and the folder is created. Okay, so this is how we can create a folder. So what we had seen so far, how can we get the folder, how can we create the folder. Now let's see as in how can we create an asset. So in this one, again the same thing, authorization, basic authorization, just set the username and password, update the request, and if we see the configuration, let's see this one. View, how can we create an asset. So basically what we have to pass is this, the folder name and then the asset name, the content type, and the binary. Okay, so here if we see header type, we have set it's the JPEG type of image JPEG type of content type, it's a meme type, and inside body we don't need. Yeah, body is like we can set the binary. So what we have to do, just select binary and then choose the file. I have downloaded one sample file, so just give the sample file. Just remember one thing, if the meme type is not matching, so for example here you are uploading maybe a PNG file, but in header you are setting content type or meme type as image JPEG. So if the meme content type is not matching, then you might face some issues. So just check the right, just put the right content type. Okay, so everything looks good. What I will do, I will just create a new folder, maybe inside Tech Talk with Ritesh, and inside Tech Talk with Ritesh folder I'm going to create a new asset. Maybe I will just give it my asset.jpg. Everything looks good. Let me hit it, and it says it's created. Okay, let's just quickly go and check. I'll just refresh it. It's right now it's in processing, because the default, as in whenever we upload a new asset, there are few default workflows assigned, so it's being processed right now. But yeah, the asset is created successfully. Okay, so there are other as well. So for example, if you want to update an asset binary, basically this time it will be a put request. So for example, I just uploaded a new asset to my folder Tech Talk with Ritesh, but I want to change maybe the binary itself. So what we can do, we can just make it a put request, because if we just do the same, if we just want to, I will just show you where is the create an asset. If we just try to post a same type of request again, it will tell us the asset already exists. See, so status messages, the resource already exists. So if you want to update it, maybe I want to upload a new asset with the same name. Instead of post request, it should be a put request this time, and whatever binary we need, we can upload it. Another thing is if you want to update and metadata. So for example, within my asset, I want to put, maybe just give me a minute, I want to set a new property to it. So inside body we can set the property, whatever property we want, and we can trigger it. Same type of authorization we need to send every time, like because it's the environment is authenticated. And just remember, if we need to set the correct type of content type. That's a basic prerequisite. Yeah. So similar way we have other CRUD operations as well. We can use Postman, or maybe we can create a servlet, or maybe if we are using any front end application, maybe React or something, and we can expose these URLs, and then React can consume these kind of REST URLs, and then can get the JSON data and can manipulate onto the UI. So that is how we can leverage the asset HTTP UPI UI APIs basically. Sorry. Yeah, so that's it in this video, and hope you will like it. If you have any question, please use the comment box. Thank you.